Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from theuptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, ahead of jobless claims coming out at 8:30, we do have stock index futures and gold trading lower in the pre-market, while crude oil is trading slightly higher on Thursday morning. Well, yesterday we saw the VIX continue to move lower, so we know options traders aren't worried about the future at the moment. That would change on Thursday if the VIX were to close above 1549. Now, the Dow continued to move higher. I think it's up 6 days in a row. The big winner on the Dow on Wednesday was Amgen, followed by Boeing, followed by JP Morgan. What didn't work yesterday? Well, the usual suspect, Intel, made a new low on Wednesday. Moving on to the S&P 500, it had a very quiet day yesterday, ending the day just up a nickel. We're still stuck to the 515.63 level. Notice above that we've got a wall of resistance from March into early April. If we can take out the recent high, then 531.25 would be our next target to the upside. Now, we did talk about resistance for the S&P 500 index up at 5,200. We saw the market reverse from that level the other day. Yesterday we got as high as 51.91.95. So we have not gone back to retest that level just yet. Then looking at what worked yesterday on the S&P 500, it was Arista Networks, followed by Globe Life, followed by Ericsson. Ericsson ending a month-long downtrend with a huge day yesterday. So if the S&P 500 had a very small bar, Ericsson had a huge wide bar yesterday. Then looking at what didn't work, well, Uber gapped lower yesterday on earnings, and we've seen a lot of stocks do that recently, and I think that's going to continue. Then looking at the NASDAQ 100, it pulled back slightly yesterday after making a new high for this move on Tuesday. And of course, we also have a wall of resistance up here that ran through from late February all the way into the middle of April. And looking to see if we can break out above that. Our next mathematical target, if we can break away from the 437.50 level, is up there at 445.31. Now, what worked yesterday? Well, Datadog came back after a huge gap down day on Tuesday. That was the big winner in percentage terms, followed by Constellation Energy, and then it was Amgen, which we've already looked at, and following Amgen was Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Then what didn't work on the NASDAQ 100 was the trade desk. It traded back into the channel yesterday, gapping lower. Looking for a close on Thursday below 85.03 to give us a new daily sell signal. Then moving on to the Canadian market, you can see the iShares for the TSX 60 had a very wide bar day on Wednesday, mirroring what happened on Monday, and then on Tuesday it was just incredibly quiet for some reason as it traded up to the previous high and stopped. Now, if we can take out Tuesday's high, then 34.38 would be our next target to the upside. Now, looking at what worked and what didn't work yesterday, well, it's kind of a mirror of what we were looking at in the U.S. on Tuesday's trading action with utilities and consumer staples, the big winners. What didn't work? Well, it was information technology down over 4% on the day. We'll take a look at that in a second. There's utilities making a new high. We saw money continue to go into consumer staples on Wednesday. What didn't work? Well, it was the infotech sector, and it was the big elephant in the room, Shopify, which unfortunately, after being up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, ended Wednesday down, gapping lower in the pre-market. That continued throughout the day, so no recovery. We may see some recovery today. If we take out yesterday's low, then 81.25 and then $75 would be our next two targets to the downside. What worked? Well, Kinross was the big winner on the TSX 60, up nearly 5% on the day, followed by WSP. What didn't work? NextGen was the big loser, down over 12% on the day, and that's quite a wide range bar for NextGen. What also didn't work? Well, Bosch was continued to move lower, making a new low on Wednesday. What worked yesterday? Well, banks were up on the day, and the big winner was Bank of Nova Scotia, up 1.47%, making a new high for this move. And in today, what we've got to look forward to is earnings from Canadian Tire, from Cineplex, and from TELUS. And coming into today, all three of those stocks are currently on buy signals. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voices on Friday morning, and at that time we'll take a closer look at the commodity sectors.
Thank you for watching today's presentation. If you found this video useful, please consider hitting the like button, sharing it, and subscribing to our channel to ensure you never miss a video. We look forward to having you join us for our next daily market update.